So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, hits to his right, gets to the 20. He's at the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, swings down the sideline. Throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
The San Francisco 49ers. We can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back. We're here to bring you guys another fun-filled episode. Guys, tonight, we're going to talk some playoffs, man. Not just 49ers, but we're going to talk some playoffs. Of course, we're going to get to the Niners and all that stuff because that's what we do. Shout out to everybody out here in the chat already, man. You guys are incredible. I can't believe you all just show up like that, man. I didn't even do a full, you know what, let me throw Facebook in here. Let me give the Facebook people some love too. Hit them on Facebook just like that now, boy. I see y'all in the chat. How's everybody doing out there? How y'all feeling good? I see NB and Chan in here with the 4 flames. It's like my man Eric Crocker. Y'all listen to Eric Crocker, man. In the mornings, he does a mental health check, right? He tells y'all to chime in. 5 flames if y'all are feeling good, if everything is good. Anything less than that, he said he got to check on you, man. I like that. That's stuff that's needed in the 49ers community because we are going to war with each other, man. Not just other fan bases, but with each other. We still arguing over quarterbacks and stuff, and I'm gonna talk about all that. I promise. But hope everybody out there is doing well tonight. It's gonna be a fun. This is gonna be a fun one. So stay tuned. All right, stay tuned. Got to go through these formalities though, guys. If this is your first time on this channel, man, and you enjoy the show, please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. We bring you guys impromptu shows. We bring you guys spur of the moment videos, and sometimes we don't get to give you a heads up. Much like tonight's video, right? I think I did at 9:45, 9:46 that I was going to be going live at 10 o'clock. So I don't always get to share ahead of time and early. So make sure you guys just jump in here when you see what you see, okay? We got a couple of other things here too. Give us a follow on some of our social media platforms. We have Twitter and Snapchat. Those handles are nothing but 9ERS. That is the number 9, nothing but 9ERS. That's Snapchat and Twitter. Give us a follow on Instagram, Twitch, as well as Facebook. Nothing but Niners is spelled all the way out. Spaces, underscores, whatever it is. No numbers in there, though. All right, nothing but Niners. We have an email for you guys, man. nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. All right, if you have questions, comments, concerns, reviews, suggestions, all right, anything like that, shoot us an email, man. nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. And last but certainly not least, guys, the Patreon. Got to get down with the get down. All right, shout out to everybody that's over there showing the support, showing the love. We got some more stuff coming for you guys, man. I gotta get more hours in a day. I have all these wonderful, great ideas, all these shows that I want to do, right? This job, man, it's like just draining, it's sucking the life out of me. I think I might be working too much, man. Like, I need a break. I can't even do the stuff that I'm passionate about and that I want to do just because I'm always working. But anyway, when that schedule clears up, and eventually it will clear up at some point, I'm going to be tearing it up over there on Patreon. Y'all are going to really, really want to make sure you guys are over there, okay? So make sure you guys get there, man. All right? No rush or anything like that. But, guys, get there. It's some fun stuff. We've done giveaways and everything over there. We've done giveaways in here and everything, too. But, guys, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk some playoff football today, but I got to start with the 49ers news because there's a lot going on. So, first things first. Let me get some. I'm gonna kick my wife's ass, yo. She over here trying to finish my lyrics over here, okay? Nobody asked you to do that. You're not the cool one. I'm the cool one. Something in your throat. You got, what was that? What you making all that noise for? When I say I'm the cool one, y'all hear the disrespect? Can y'all hear that? I don't know if the microphone is picking it up, but she thinks she's funny, right? It's cool, man. It's cool. I don't know, forgot what the hell I was talking about now because she done messed me up. She over here giggling and stuff. Anyhow, guys, what was I talking about? For real, what was I talking about? So you don't even know. You just talk shit and then just, all right, it's cool. We got to talk about some of the stuff that's going on with this team, man. We got some injury reports that are out here, so we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to have some guests coming in here too. I'm going to have some guests come in. So I'm going to have some people pop in and out throughout the show. So y'all make sure y'all are here for the whole thing. Don't miss any of it, because if you do, it's on you. It's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault. So you guys give me a thumbs up down there when you're ready, and then we'll pop the guests in here as soon as they're ready. All right. I see my man, and my man just got finished making dinner, man. I feel bad. Let me change the layout. Let me pop my man in here, guys. All right, man. Guys, got 50% of the Fire podcast, man. Believe in 49ers podcast. Rashawn Haylock is in the building. Ray, how you doing, man?
What's up, big dog? How you doing, man?
Listen, I'm just walking in the door from work. I jumped in the shower. I'm like, all right, I got about 15, 20 minutes. Let me hurry up and get in here. And I got to bring the people a show. I have to bring the people a show. Got to stay on them, you know.
Hey, I know how it is, bro. I know how it is. The day get away from you sometime, you know.
Get away is an understatement, man. Like, I don't even know if it started, man. It'd be over already. It's so bad. Now I know you said you was over there making some dinner and stuff like that, so I appreciate you taking some time out. What you making over there, man? What you throwing down over there?
I whipped up a little chicken pesto pasta for me and baby girl. So full disclosure, so wifey's on the you heard of the Daniel's fast?
No, what's that?
It's like through her church, like there's like Daniel in the Bible, there's like a fast that he was on, and so like certain churches do it like towards the beginning of the year. So wifey's on the Daniel's fast. So me and baby girl kind of fend for ourselves here. So your boy had to get in the kitchen and whip up some stuff, unless we wanted to do it too. But I mean, you know, they cut out everything, you know, the sugar, the carbs, the everything. I mean, she in here eating like
only thing I know about Daniel from the Bible is the lion's den story and praying in front of the window.
Yeah,
I don't know
anything
about I mean, everybody fasted back then. That was like part of the prayer ritual, right? I don't know what exactly he was eating and what he wasn't eating. I'm sure the details are there, but that shows you that I'm a little bit of a heathen. I ain't.
It's I mean, mainly just vegetables and stuff. But yeah, so she doing her thing. We supporting her in that, and then you know your boy just trying to step it up a little bit, you know. So it's all good.
All right, and how long is she doing that for, if you don't mind me asking?
I think it's like 3 weeks, like 21 days, I want to say. So 3 weeks. Ooh. So she got till like the end of the month here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We gotta have one more guest join us when he's ready. Give me a thumbs up when you are, man, and we're gonna pop you in here. All right, I see the thumbs up. Let me change the format, and bomb. My man Eric Crocker, man. Guys, man, you got nothing but Niners. You got Believe in 49ers, and you got Eric Crocker and all of his draft and the
legendary. This legendary stuff right here. I follow my man on Twitter, but we never met, never talked to you. But I mean, you definitely doing your thing, Eric.
Oh man, thanks. I appreciate that.
Y'all never crossed paths before?
Never.
No.
Wow.
Look at you, Mike. You bringing people together. Look at you.
Yeah, what I do. Guys, man, look, I want to talk playoffs in general, but I do have to start with some of the 49ers stuff. And I just want to get y'all thoughts on a couple of things really quick, okay? The 49ers are currently practicing. They changed their practice schedule to try to adjust for the Saturday night game and everything. We got an injury report here really quick. I just want to go over this really quick. This was from yesterday's practice from Matt Mayoko. Limited was Jimmy with his shoulder and thumb, running back Elijah Mitchell, linebacker Fred Warner, linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair, safety Talanoa Hufanga, linebacker Marcel Harris, cornerback Ambry Thomas, linebacker Dre Greenlaw, and did not participate in practice with defensive end Jordan Willis. Now, that's a lot of big names on this list. And I know limited is not a bad thing. That's a positive thing, actually, this time of year. But it's a lot of people limited. Like, who took starting reps when the quarterback is limited? How does that work?
I don't even know if they're really practicing right now, right? Like, how much are they really like doing a whole lot of full go type stuff? I'd assume at this late in the year. I mean, you know the offense now is just predicated on what's our scheme going to be against what they're doing. Probably a lot of walkthroughs, a lot of half speed type stuff. Hey, this is where you are on this. Be on the lookout for that. But as far as like going all out and stuff, I mean, I don't think there's any of that really going on right now.
Yeah, I've heard Sean McVay call it a above the shoulders type days. I feel like it's a lot of those type days going on right now where, I mean, you're doing basically, mental gymnastics, mental reps, at this point of the season. Like Eric said, I mean, you're going over scheme and what the game plan is going to be Saturday, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of, like real, like legit practicing that can go on right now.
All right, so none of the names on that list concern y'all at all?
The one that concerns me is Elijah, in all honesty, because the impact he has on this offense, and he's been in it. I mean, we talk about, we talk about Jimmy being hurt. We talk about, whoever being hurt. I mean, Elijah's been in and out of the lineup this season with injuries. And so, that's a little concerning to me. Jordan Willis, I mean, they've already pretty much said he probably is not going to play. So like, that's a big one. You losing depth on the defensive line. And you just seeing how the way those guys have been able to get after it, this last, month or so. So that's a big one, especially if Bosa can't go either. So I mean, that's two dudes on the D line. I mean, you got depth there, but I mean, you don't want to be down two dudes, So those are probably the two that stick out to me.
Yeah, limited doesn't really worry me too much. Now, if he says like, the DMP did not participate, then I'm like, all right, like, what's going on? When is this guy like, then you're looking tomorrow trying to see, okay, who was limited? What's the injury report look like? But when you see limited, that's encouraging to me. Like, to me, that says like, all right, they're going to play. They're just nursing something like, and he talked about Elijah Mitchell. He's kind of been banged up for most of this year. So, they're managing it however they see fit. And if that's, limiting him in practice so he can get 27 carries in a game, and so be it.
Did y'all think that this year was going to play out like this? This is a sidebar real quick, but this is what happens when you're just sitting back, just, shooting it. And by the way, guys, if y'all got to run, please feel free to let me know. I'm not going to hold y'all. But are y'all surprised that Elijah is getting so many carries in the game? Like, I thought it was going to be running back by committee for sure. Right? I mean, you got Hasty here. You got Jeff Wilson Jr. You drafted Trey Sermon as well. I mean, I did not think one guy was going to be getting 20-plus carries this consistently and with Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle runs with the guys that he feels is best. And, I know as 49ers, since seeing Kyle Shanahan here, there's been a little bit more running back by committee type stuff. But if you look at his past, I mean, Arian Foster, he was one of the league leading rushers. Alfred Morris, he was up there. He ran for 1,600 yards. So, he has the kind of a reputation of, I don't want to say running guys into the ground, but if he feels like he has that one guy he can just give the ball to a ton of times a game, it seems like he's definitely willing to do it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen more Jeff. I mean, when obviously he started the season on IR, right? So I thought once he got back in October, I thought we would see a lot more of him, but not really surprised by Elijah's impact. I thought he was a home run in the draft. I felt like he was going to fit in seamlessly in this offense. He was the kind of guy that they were looking for, even more so than Trey. And so not really too surprised by his success, but I did think we would see a little bit more Jeff.
I got to ask y'all this too. This is personal, right? What color lights y'all use? Because y'all look nice and brown, and I look pale as hell over here. Like, I just got out the shower. Like, I need to put some lotion on my face. Look, I got the lotion right here. I'm going to put the baby lotion on my face or something because I look super pale. Like, I be using – oh, hold on. Wait. Let me change the color of my light. Hold on. Let me see if this helps. Hold on. Let me change the color to this one. Did I get darker? No, I don't know. It didn't make a difference, man. I don't understand. Like, what kind of lights y'all using over there? Am I really this light skin?
I mean, you look nice and bright, bro. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah. I'm not going to hate on you. I mean, I wish I could tell you the color of the light. I have no idea. Like, I just plug it in and turn it on. Like, there should be a better answer for you. I don't have it.
I have it's like so I made these, I live in Arkansas now. So we made some little soft boxes.
Yeah.
All right, and then I have my little
you got it all
or whatever.
Look at this guy.
But, Look, this is. I mean, look at you see the duct tape on there, bro. Like we literally made these out of scratch from little Dollar Tree stuff. Listen, you know, I'm in the South. I live in Arkansas, so
yeah.
I told them like, oh yeah, I'm about to buy this softbox. They're like, crap, you don't gotta buy that. We can make it. So then like we just went to the store, went to the Dollar Tree, got the little bins, got the little sheet thing to go over it, got some duct tape,
Right.
and the only thing we had to like really do was the light bulb part. We had to like cut a cord in half, attach the light bulb to it, screw it. Like that was the only thing. But I maybe spent like $20 total for two of them. So
all right,
shout out to my Southerners out here, my real Arkansas folks.
Don't do that accent in front of them though, bro, because that might.
They know, man. I make fun of them all the time, bro. Like I make fun of them all the time. They make fun of me because I say you guys. They be like you guys, because they say y'all. So yeah, you know, we kind of give each other a hard time back and forth. Those are my people. I love them.
I like that. All right, let's get back to what people really want to know about. All right, we got a little report today from the injuries here, and it was about our star pass rusher, Nick Bosa. Okay, well, I can't call him just a pass rusher because he's a beast in the run game too, but our defensive end, Nick Bosa, excellent sign as 49ers begin practice. Nick Bosa has his helmet in hand as he progresses through concussion protocol. Now, Cam Inman also followed this tweet up with he's going back to the locker room right away, and then he followed up furthermore saying he is back at practice with his helmet in hand, and then we found out that he was again limited throughout the day. This is concussion protocol. This isn't really about whether or not he's ready, if he needs to practice or anything like that. Like you guys said, certain players, you know, they don't need the practice. Does Nick Bosa have enough time to clear concussion protocol? Like if he has one setback, that's it, right? Because you start all over again, right?
Yeah, I don't know how the whole setback thing goes. Rashawn might know a little bit more about it, you know, talking with Eric Davis, but I know like just kind of like my experience, and I never had a concussion in the NFL, but I remember we did this test. It was like on the computer. They had us, it was like during the OTAs or training camp or at some point in the offseason where we sat at the computer and I didn't even know what it was for. So I'm over here cheating and stuff. Like, okay, I see this shape one time. I'm thinking they're trying to figure out how smart I am. So clearly I'm not smart enough because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But it shows you all these different shapes. They'll show you like 20 shapes, right? 20 of them. And then after they show you all 20, you have to go back and then they show you 20 more shapes and you have to pick if you saw this one or not. You know what I'm saying? And then if you get a concussion, they have you come back and take that same test and see if you test similar to what you did when you were not concussed. And that was kind of how they went about kind of getting you off a concussion protocol. But I don't know how everybody does it. That was how the judge did it.
That is wild. I always felt like those tests that they gave y'all on the sidelines, like they were designed for you to fail, right? Like there's certain things like I can't answer this in my right mind, like let alone like, you know, if I'm concussed, right? But no, I mean the setback obviously is a big thing, right? Like if he has that, hopefully he doesn't, but you know, barring any setbacks, I think he definitely has enough time to be able to get through and be able to clear protocols before Saturday. I mean, it is that one less day, you know, because they're playing on a Saturday, but I definitely think he has enough time.
Okay, cool. You know, I'm telling you now, I'd be in concussion protocol for the rest of my life. I can't think of 20 shapes now.
Right.
Okay, so imagine looking at, I'm like, yo, that's another triangle, right? Is that an isosceles triangle? Like, what's the difference? I'd be like, what was the right answer? What am I supposed to write here? I'd have failed that joint.
Now, but you can't fail. See, that's the thing. I thought I could fail. I thought, because, bro, like, listen, NFL, they be doing all kind of tests and all kind of little sneaky stuff. You don't know what it is, but I'm thinking they're trying to see, like, is Croc stupid? Mm-hmm. Like, that's why. So I'm like, I don't know if this is an IQ test or what. So I'm over here writing down the shapes. Like, okay, I saw this shape. I'm writing them down. And then I find out later, like, oh, there's no right or wrong answer. They just want you to score close to the same to be able to clear you.
All right, cool. So then just say circle for everything. If anybody's out here and you guys are heading to the NFL, say everything is a circle. Then when you get a concussion, no, you don't like that? I was trying to help the brothers out there. All right, cool. All right, guys. So we're going to get off of that really quick. We're going to talk about the 49ers, just a couple of other things. Just the latest news and rumors concerning the 49ers. My wife is like waving me off the topic here, so I don't want I don't want to get in trouble. Can't upset the wife. You should be on the Daniel diet. Okay. That's the.
Oh, so we putting it on blast that I'm fat.
No, I didn't say you were fat. Oh, damn.
Wow.
Never mind. That's not. Y'all heard what Rashawn Haylock. It's the fast. It's mental. It's spiritual. Right, Ray?
Nah,
Yeah.
man.
There's a lot of praying involved.
That's not what you said.
I'm sorry, baby.
Nah. Wow.
Like I know what you meant, Mike, but like the execution just wasn't quite like.
We know where Mike's sleeping tonight. That's crazy.
I know what you meant to say.
I'm gonna buy you something nice, baby. I'm sorry, it came out the wrong way. I love you.
You
You
just
don't love
told
me
her
too?
she need to be on the diet. Like
That's not what I meant. I was trying to tell. Oh man, all right, whatever, man. It's cool. All right, we're gonna move on.
The
It's
Daniel
called the Daniel
diet.
fast. I knew it was the Daniel fast. Daniel, but
Yeah,
Daniel,
the Daniel's fast. I know what you meant. Just you can.
Man.
I can't win
Mike
for
gonna
you.
want this
I'm sorry,
pod to
baby.
be like 5 hours.
No. We won't. I'm sorry. All right, so look, here we go.
Like, I don't want to stop doing the pod because I'm not.
I'm gonna change the subject. All right, so this look. I thought this was an interesting tweet I saw today, right? So Kyle Shanahan was asked about Jimmy Garoppolo's throws following the game and if the shoulder injury had anything to do with it. And Kyle didn't make any excuses. This is from Eric Branch. He says, Kyle Shanahan, Jimmy Garoppolo's sprained shoulder didn't impact him versus the Cowboys, right? And then later on, Jimmy Garoppolo was asked about the throws that if they were affected by the shoulder. He says every throw was impacted. All right. Now, there's a hashtag 49ers beat writer after game review. Jimmy is right. So I don't know what he meant by that last part there, but what I wanted to ask y'all was I've noticed the last couple of weeks. So all through the season, Kyle was kind of like defending Jimmy no matter what he did, right? Like, oh, it wasn't a bad throw. The receiver has to run a better route. He's got to help his quarterback out. Like Kyle threw Jimmy a lot of bail throughout the season. I noticed these last 4 or 5 weeks, Kyle kind of been throwing Jimmy under the bus. Like, no, he's got to be better. Like that was a bad throw. That was just a bad throw. Is something changing? And is Kyle saying, hey, I know this time is up. I ain't got to coddle this guy. Like, what is happening with that dynamic? Or am I just looking into it too much? Because I notice these things and it's real. I'm not making this up.
You know what, man? I think Kyle Shanahan tells the truth more than people give him credit for. You know, everybody thinks everything he says out of his mouth, he's lying, but he might just be telling the truth. So when he does come out and say, like, yeah, nah, it ain't had nothing to do with his shoulder, like he really means that, you know? I think Jimmy Garoppolo's camp is probably like, nah, he's super hurt. Like he's so hurt right now, you know, don't let that, you know, stop his trade value. You know, they're playing for a new contract for Jimmy Garoppolo. Wherever he gets traded to, they need to make sure that they get the maximum amount of money. So Kyle, you know, he's like, nah, man, like he out there messing up, and it ain't because that damn shoulder. Yeah, I think he's just kind of keeping it real. If he said somebody early in the season was out there running the wrong route or something, he probably meant it. Like he probably was for real. It probably came off as, oh, he's just defending Jimmy and to a lot of people, but maybe he just, nah, this is what it is. I think Kyle is more of a straight shooter than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I think there's something to that, but they have been on separate pages. Like you go back to the thumb, right? Like remember early in the week and Kyle was saying, you know, it doesn't look likely that Jimmy's going to play. And Jimmy was like, I'm going to play. I feel good. Like I can throw the ball, this, that, or the other, right? So like there's been, you know, a little bit of discord there. And so, you know, originally I thought, you know, Jimmy was just feeding, you know, the company line, but I think, you know, there's something to him. You know, he's got to look out for Jimmy, right? Because, you know, his future is somewhere else, right? It's not in the Bay. It's not with the Niners. So he's got to look out for him, and he's got to spin that narrative, you know, whatever is best for him, you know, in his stock going forward. So, you know, if every throw is impacted, then, I mean, that means, you know, oh, he's gritty, he's tough, you know, he can fight through anything. You know what I mean? You want that kind of guy. He's a leader, right? Like, you know, teams can kind of sell that when they get ready to bring him in.
Well, I don't know. I know what Martellus Bennett said. And
what did he say? What did he say?
Oh, you don't oh my God. You don't remember this, Ray?
No.
Oh, he called Jimmy a bitch.
Really?
That's exactly what he said. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's exactly what am I lying?
That he said he's a bitch, and he said
I
you know, but
he never held back. Martellus never held back. I mean, no.
His reasoning, I get what he's saying. Like, I don't know if he's just saying like Jimmy's a bitch because he just feel like Jimmy a bitch, but I get technically he feels like Jimmy a bitch because I guess they were going into a game and Jimmy had a little something going on with the shoulder or whatever. And he kind of carried it out. And then once it was time for game time, he's like, oh, I can't go. And he was like, he was looking out for himself and his contract and everything because he knew he would get traded. And he was like, man, that was a bitch move. You should have told us beforehand so we could get Brissett prepared to play. Right. And, so I guess there's kind of a long history of Jimmy kind of, protecting himself when he knows like, hey, there is a chance that I probably could get traded.
Yeah, but then that's also that whole part where like, everybody feels like you got to put the team first, when it's convenient for you, right? But if it's not convenient for me, if I got to look out for my best interest, right? And so, from Martellus' standpoint, he's like, oh, you put us in a bad spot. But Jimmy's like, look, I got to look out for my own interest, right? And he was in a similar situation to what he's in right now. So, I mean, I get it, and I get Jimmy trying to spin the narrative, as best as he can for himself. So, I mean, it's, six of one hand, half dozen of the other.
I think Martellus, though, I think the thing he was most upset about is like why you carried it out up until game time. Like, how come you couldn't have told us this when we started game planning? Yeah, that's what he was. So like, he was like, he's a bitch. He's not a leader.
Right, like he left us hanging. Like right at game time is what he was saying. Like you took all the practice reps, and then like game day is like, nah, I can't do it. He was like, what do you like? Why you do that? So I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. It is what it is. But speaking of Jimmy and speaking of that shoulder and everything, we got a couple more tweets today from Cam Inman. It says 49ers Jimmy Garoppolo throwing with zip, no sign of pain despite sprained shoulder, thumb. I have no doubt he's starting at Packers on Saturday night in NFL playoffs. So, I mean, it seems to be a done deal. Jimmy said he feels confident that he's going to play, but he didn't say yes. Also, I don't know if y'all heard that interview. I'm not going to play it or anything like that, but all signs are pointing to Jimmy playing. Now, if he doesn't play, then I think we're gonna have to revisit what we were just talking about. But you guys expect him to play this weekend, right?
I fully expect him to play. Yeah.
You too, right?
Definitely. I mean, he ain't missing it. Jimmy's he's a competitor. You know what I'm saying? He's a competitor. He's still, taking on that role as the leader of this squad. So I think you'd have to, cut his right arm off for him not to play.
Apparently, man, and I don't know if this reflects poorly on Trey Lance or if the injury reports are overblown, but Jimmy don't have his whole shoulder, his thumb. I mean, all that's left for him to injure now on that same side is his elbow, and they still not even trying to think about Trey Lance getting a start. Who does that reflect more on? Jimmy's toughness, or is it the injuries aren't as serious, or is that Trey Lance just really isn't up to par? I mean, come on now.
If it were a case of Jimmy not practicing the whole week, like he ain't seeing the field, but it's like, I'm still suiting up on game day, with my right thumb missing and my right shoulder falling off, but I'm still gonna play on Sunday, even though I ain't practiced all week, then I'd say maybe it reflect poorly on Trey Lance. But he's been practicing. Like he's at every practice, he's throwing, he's looking good throwing the ball, and Kyle Shanahan views him as the starting quarterback. And Trey Lance is the backup. So, they're going to carry out this season as such.
We actually talked about this on the pod going into the Rams game, right? And how ED explained it was like 75% of Jimmy is better than all of Trey, at least right now at this stage in his career, right? And Kyle feels that way as well because he can, even with 75% of Jimmy, he can have his entire playbook available. And so I think there's something to that. And I think like, if this team is going to make a run, like he feels like Jimmy has to be the quarterback to get them there this season. Trey's definitely the future, but as far as right now, not sure that the kid's ready for this stage at this particular point in his career.
Yeah, I agree. There's just so much. There are a lot of people that they're going to look into it like, oh, well, you just can't play. And it's like, bro, that's not the case. What the issue is when you have a rookie, especially one that hasn't really played, Kyle Shanahan has openly said, like, if he had to call a game for Trey Lance right now, he still doesn't 100%, know exactly how to call a game in the rhythm for his quarterback. He knows how to call that for Jimmy Garoppolo. He's done it for 4 years now. But for Trey Lance, you're still trying. Well, when he played, but with Trey Lance, you're still trying to figure those things out. You still have to learn each other and what each other wants. And as far as like a playbook goes, when it comes to Trey Lance. You have to scale back so much. They talked about that even in the Texans game and still trying to figure each other out on the fly. So why deal with that from your youngster who is talented, right? And he's shown us how talented he is. But again, I don't want to scale back on my stuff if I don't have to. That's my thought process if I'm Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, we saw it second half against the Seahawks, that game at Levi's, and then we saw it even against the Cardinals too, to a certain extent, when he made his first career start. It just wasn't, everything wasn't there. It wasn't quite clicking. Now they were able to turn the corner a little bit by the time he made that start against the Texans, but it's still not all there, right? So if he can have the entire playbook available for Jimmy, then why not?
You said that he's in there, and I get you, right? I get what you're saying, Ray, and both of y'all, right? Like, he has the playbook to use with Jimmy, and it's going to be selected plays. Kittle even said it was a dumbed down version of it when he played and all that stuff. But I want to challenge Eric on something real quick. He said he knows how to call plays and in rhythm for Jimmy. That second half says no, he didn't. And very, very often we see Jimmy struggle for 2 quarters of a game. It could be the middle 2 quarters, and he'll play great in the first quarter and great in the fourth quarter, right? But that's Jimmy every game. Those ebbs and flows are always Jimmy. If Kyle could call plays for his quarterback, why can't we get consistency all game long? I've never seen a consistent game. Well, I can't say never, but it's very rare that I see a consistent game from Jimmy from start to finish.
Because that's Jimmy Garoppolo. But even then, you still know that you can win with that, right? Like, Kyle knows, he knows what Jimmy is and what he isn't. And even though he's constructed a whole playbook and play calling around Jimmy Garoppolo's limitations or, areas where he excels, he knows within that there's still going to be some weird, awkward moments. And he also knows that, hey, I am a little bit limited with how much I could throw the ball. But even then, I'm still able to utilize my mind in a way of, how I'm going to game plan against the Green Bay Packers. I know Green Bay, okay, I'm going to see this, and this. And he can have that conversation with Jimmy Garoppolo. And Jimmy Garoppolo can execute that at just a high enough level, even though you're going to have your weird moments, but just a high enough level to where it still can result in a win. So we saw the Cowboy game, not ideal. I talked about it. Jimmy Garoppolo struggles to put teams away. When the 49ers blow teams out, it's because the run game puts teams away, not Jimmy Garoppolo, right? And Kyle knows that as well. And we saw that against Dallas. But at the end of the day, you still won. And that's what Kyle can kind of hang his hat on as to why he continues to play Jimmy Garoppolo.
I saw Ray smile. I thought he was going to jump in. I didn't know if he wanted to add something to it.
I mean, you some of that is like, I don't know that that's exclusive to Kyle, right? Like, whoever Jimmy's next OC is, right? Like, it'll probably be the same thing because that's just Jimmy, right? That's just how he's wired. That's just his DNA. Like, you're going to get good Jimmy, you're going to get bad Jimmy every game. And some of the bad Jimmy you get is because, he may trust his arm a little bit too much. He's got a little bit of that gunslinger in him. And so that causes him to get into trouble at times. And so that's not necessarily exclusive to Kyle as a play caller. I think like that more of that is on Jimmy and his DNA as a quarterback.
And also, real quick, I want to make it clear too, all quarterbacks, have their ups and downs in games. I think when it comes to Jimmy Garoppolo, sometimes he just, that within that, okay, you have your interception or whatever, he has a hard time of like making up for it with explosive plays, with big plays. I kind of referenced earlier, what was that, 2012 season, 2012/13, Colin Kaepernick playing against Green Bay Packers. First drive, he throws a pick 6, right? And you're like, damn, like, man, it might be too big. But then he comes back, he's making plays with his arm, he's making plays with his legs, explosive plays all over the field. So, when things like that, like where, man, not an ideal start, he made a mistake, he was still able to overcome all of that by putting the team on his back, him creating explosive plays, him having 81-yard touchdown runs, him throwing the ball down the field to Vernon Davis and doing all this explosive stuff. And that's the part where Jimmy Garoppolo lacks a little bit. So, everybody has their weird moments, but with Jimmy, I think it's a little magnified because he kind of struggles to really kind of overcome those things. And everything ends up being way tighter than it has to be.
Yeah, his strength isn't going downfield, right? And that, I mean, but that's always been sort of a weakness of his. But it was. I mean, we're talking we're talking about one throw essentially, right? Which has changed the whole landscape, the whole narrative of Jimmy Garoppolo, as it relates to the way he's perceived by the faithful, as it relates to how he's perceived even by the media, both local and nationally. Like if he makes that throw again, like just let's just go back to the 2019 championship game, right? And they just run all over Green Bay, right? And everybody was pretty much defending Jimmy, right? Like, people were like, oh, well, why didn't he throw it? Yeah. Like, he didn't have to, right? Like, the running game was so stout. Like, he didn't have to throw the ball. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't needed, right? And then you come back the next week, in the Super Bowl, he misses that throw to Emmanuel Sanders. He makes that throw to Emmanuel Sanders. The whole narrative around Jimmy wouldn't be exactly what it is, today. He would be beloved by the faithful as opposed to, dividing the fan base. The blows, the shots that he gets from the national media, wouldn't be such as they are right now because he'd be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But instead, he's a guy that missed the throw that people think lost the game in the Super Bowl, and that's kind of why he's looked at the way he is. You got your hand up. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, I got a question for you.
This is your show, bro. Like,
I know, but now I got a question for you because you're saying something, and I'm listening. I'm taking it in, right? But you think that one throw is why they traded up so much to move on from?
Yeah, see, I gotta disagree too, Rashawn, and I don't even think it's because of the injury. Like, I think it's for the reasons that we saw them. Like, okay, think about it like this: have we ever seen a game? Right, we're talking about somebody in his 6th, 7th year, whatever it was, and you got Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, or any like good quarterback where the team is like, you know what, we're going to run the ball all game. We're only going to throw the ball 8 times, regardless of how well we're running it. Yeah, we're running it well, but we're only going to throw it 8 times. Like, to me, I defended them too. Like, man, they ain't have to throw the ball. Like, they were running down their throats. But the more I kind of look into it, you look at that Vikings game, things got a little weird. Look at the Packers game. It was interesting. And then you look at, like, let's say like Mac Jones, right? Mac Jones playing against Buffalo, and that they were playing in that was crazy wind.
Yeah, and he threw the ball 3 times.
And he threw the ball 3 times, right? Yeah. And to me, I start looking at those things like it's not nothing. Like, I'm not saying like it's a big deal or whatever, but it's like there's something to that. Like, there's something to like it's 3rd and 8, and we're just gonna run the ball just to punt the ball because we're not gonna throw it in this wind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something to it, and I think there's something to how Jimmy Garoppolo has played. And it's more than just that missed throw in the Super Bowl.
I think it's become. I hear what you're saying there. I think there's something to it, but I think that missed throw has made it become a larger deal. Like at the end of the day, like, Kyle wants to run the ball. Like, this is a running offense at the end of the day, right? Like, this is what he wants to do. This is how he wants to operate. And so, I think it's become that. It's like, one thing led to the next, right? So, like, he missed the throw in the Super Bowl, right? And then, he comes back the next year, he gets hurt, right? So, like, it's just compounding things, right? And that's why you trade up, for a Trey Lance in the draft. But say he makes that throw in the Super Bowl. Say they're Super Bowl champions. Do they necessarily trade up the fall or the year after to get Trey Lance, even though Jimmy got hurt last year? I don't believe that they will. I don't believe that they would. I don't think that they would be as I don't think that they would be as anxious to do so. Now, does that mean they wouldn't draft a quarterback? Probably not. Maybe they sit there and wait to see if somebody fall in their lap, or they'll just kind of sit on it a little bit. But I think that on top of that just sort of compounded things, and that's why you trade up for a Trey Lance.
So Rome, real quick, Rome the Upsetter says it, and he was like, look at the Atlanta offense. And we've seen other instances with Kyle Shanahan where I believe Kyle, he does love to run. And I think that's kind of the identity of their scheme and everything. But I do also believe that they run to set up the pass as well, to have a lot of the explosive plays and big throws downfield and do some of those things. And I think there's certain limitations on that with Jimmy Garoppolo. And it's not, obviously it doesn't result in losses all the time with him. Jimmy Garoppolo wins a ton, right? But yeah. I don't think it's like, oh, I just want to run, so I'm going to run the ball 40 times a game. I think he really looks at it like, I gotta run this motherfucker 40 times a game because the more I throw with Jimmy Garoppolo, he's bound to throw some stuff away.
Well, and
I mean, Matt Ryan and Jimmy Garoppolo. First of all, that's not apples to apples. But second of all, that was a running team. Like they had who was it? Coleman and who's the other kid? Like they had that two-headed monster at tailback in Atlanta when they went to the Super Bowl that year. So like they were running the football. Like obviously you got a guy in Matty Ice. Like that's a special type of arm talent. Like that's a different type of guy. You're talking about a first round pick versus Jimmy Garoppolo. You know who came. You know
he
like,
did it with Matt Schaub.
Like that.
Matt Schaub was throwing for like
that's not apples to apples.
4,700.
When he was in Washington with RG3 and Alfred Morris, you know, as you mentioned, like that was a running team. Like so, like he wants to run the ball first, right? And like you said, he wants to run it to set up the pass. So everything they do is predicated upon the running game.
Yeah.
I do know that we were struggling to run the ball in that Houston game at the beginning of it. And then he let Trey start getting outside and all over the defense start to back up a little bit. Then that opened things up for the run game. It was the first time I had seen a reverse in Kyle's tenure here where the pass game actually opened up the lanes for the run game. And that was pretty cool to see how it all played out. So it was cool. But look, I don't want this to be a Jimmy bashing or, you know, praising.
I hope I don't come off like I'm bashing Jimmy. I like Jimmy.
No.
I just, you know.
No, yeah. I mean, I like Jimmy too. I mean, I just, you know, the sexiest guy in town is always a backup quarterback, right? I mean, especially if he's a number 3 overall pick, right? I mean, you don't get no sexier than that. So, I mean, that's just kind of where the fan base is right now. Like I get texts almost every game whenever Jimmy does something like, you know, oh, this freaking guy, blah, blah. Like, and my response is like, you hate Jimmy. Like that's probably my most tweeted thing, you know, during the football season is you hate Jimmy because so many people just have like this disdain for him. But like when he makes plays, like when he led that drive against the Rams, you know, towards the end of the game and in overtime there, like all of a sudden, like people were quiet.
I think Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know if I'd take 3 other quarterbacks in the NFL over Jimmy in the last 2 minutes of a game. Like that's how I think he is one of the more clutch in the last 2 minutes of games. I like him. Now again, I saw some stats on that might say, you know, he's a bad fourth quarter quarterback, but I'm talking about the last 2 minutes and the ball's in his hand. He got to drive the field to you know get 4 more points. I like my chances with Jimmy Garoppolo more than a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. I think he's tough as nails. I think he has a short memory. It seems like he always makes the throws that he needs to make in those time. Maybe it's some run after catch by Deebo Samuel, whatever it is. But he becomes very clutch in that time. It's the other stuff, right? Where why are you in this position to begin with?
Why can't you hit BA? Like when you wide open, like why do you overthrow? Why did you overthrow? I don't know who was looking for in that one play. Like, but yeah, no.
I think a large part of it comes down to scripted plays and Kyle saying this is where we're going with the ball, right? So I heard this perfect analogy for Jimmy Garoppolo on Eric's morning show. I don't remember I don't know if it was this week or late last week, but somebody you had on said watching Jimmy Garoppolo is like watching a tightrope walker. Right. And he said, you know, you expect them to fall, but you hope they make it. And then I started thinking about it even more. Right. And the tightrope, I don't even know if this person knew how deep what they were saying was, because if you ever try tightrope walking, and yes, I've tried it, judge me, I don't care. The tension is at the end and at the beginning. And so it's easier there. But once you start getting to the middle and that rope starts to fall down in the middle of it, then it's like, oh shit, like that's where it gets really tight. And then once you get towards the end more, all of a sudden it's a little bit more firm and you can take. I thought that was the perfect analogy for Jimmy Garoppolo, bro. Like I thought that shit was like, oh my, like my mind was, I was like, this dude don't even know what he just said. He has no idea what he just said. And that's how it is, right? Like you look at this game, right? Look at this last game. We started, march right down the field. Beautiful. I'm like, oh, Cowboys in for a long day. And then at the end, you know, we do what we got to do. I still think Deebo got that first, but whatever, you know, we did what we had to do, and we get the win. So I love that analogy that young man, that the person said. I don't know how old they were because I was listening, I wasn't driving, so I wasn't watching. But I just thought that was dope. Let's fast forward real quick to the Packers game. And again, guys, if y'all got to go, just like wave me and you know, go ahead and get going.
No, you're good. I'm chilling.
This Packers game is coming up, and I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I don't think I've said it on my show yet, but I picked the Packers to win this game, right? And it's because I look at how close these last couple of games have been, and I don't think you could do that with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, I think, will take advantage of a close game like that, right? But at the same time, I really, really think like we match up super well against this team. And so I'm only picking the Packers at this moment because of Aaron Rodgers. I don't think, we just got done talking about it. I don't think Jimmy has that let's put him away mentality. Like, this is the drive right here where we can demoralize them if we score one more time. And he just doesn't get that done, right? How are y'all feeling heading into this Green Bay game? Like, y'all level of confidence on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being guarantee win, book it, 1 being Mike, I'm with you, we're going to lose this game.
I'm probably at about a 6. It's probably where I am right now. I feel you on the Aaron Rodgers thing. I mean, that is beyond valid right there. I mean, he's a difference maker, right? And you look at the Packers, look what they've done at home, right? They've undefeated there this year. You look at the numbers that Rodgers has put up at home. Hasn't turned the ball over. I think he may have 1 interception, if that, at Lambeau this season. And so, what gives me hope and/or confidence heading into this game on Saturday is, I firmly believe Niners should have beat them earlier this season, right? And I think this is a totally different Niners team than it was earlier in the year. And so there's that. And then I think they've gotten back to the formula, right? And the formula, which we talk about on our pod all the time, is running the ball, putting Jimmy in positions to be successful. But then on the other end, like, the D-line has woke up, right? Now you're getting good play from the secondary. But really it's being the bully, right? It's really physically beating teams up. And we saw that, in the first game against the Rams on Monday Night Football. And I feel like that's kind of where they started to turn the corner. We started to see that here, towards the second half of the season and now into the playoffs. They out physical Dallas. They out physical the Rams, to win that big game at the end of the year to even get into the playoffs. So, if they can do that, then I like the Niners' chances in that one. One of my biggest concerns, though, however, is just the elements. Like, I mean, it's Green Bay, it's Lambeau, it's cold. Like, I mean, we don't know that's a different type of cold. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. Yeah, I haven't looked at the weather report, so I don't know what it's going to be like out there. But if it's that typical Lambeau January type weather, then I mean that is a concern for me. But I mean, they got to be the bully. They have to. They gotta beat them up on both lines of scrimmage.
And then I'm gonna let you go ahead and jump in here real quick, E. But so I'm looking at the chat, right? And this is why I don't pay attention to the chat when I'm doing live shows. Now, E, I know you watch the chat because you do a lot of solo shows, so that's where you interact with everybody, right? So I sat here right now and I just said that the only reason I'm picking the Packers is because you can't let them stay close. I think Rodgers will take advantage of it. I said, but I think we match up well. All of a sudden, I'm a cheesehead. Oh, Mike turning the Grant Cone. Mike, if you think we're going to lose and we win, why are you going to celebrate? You don't deserve. No, I'm a Niners fan, right? I could tell y'all the stats. I could tell y'all that, they allow over four yards to carry. We should run the ball down their throat. And here's my other opinion, right? They got Jair Alexander that they bringing back, and they got Zadarius Smith that they're bringing back. One hasn't played since week 1. The other hasn't played since week 4. I think that favors the 49ers. You bringing these guys in here and they're not in rhythm. This is their first game back after all this time off. I think we take advantage of that, right? So let me be very clear with what I'm saying. I'm saying that the Niners don't have that killer mode, that killer instinct to just run up the score. Did y'all see what Buffalo just did? The Niners don't possess that.
That was
it's not that the Niners don't got it.
Come on, bro.
Their quarterback, their quarterback. I said that their quarterback does things to let teams hang around and misthrow.
So that means the Niners don't got it.
I mean, but
come on.
But they can do it. They can do it with the run game, though.
Okay, so then if that's what we're gonna do, then that's what we're gonna do. But I'm saying that I haven't seen. When's the last time you saw the Niners just do that to a team?
Rams, Jaguars.
Oh, so a couple of weeks ago, Rams. You talking about not this past Rams game?
Right. The first matchup.
The first time we did.
I would say second half of this past Rams game. Absolutely.
No, because you ain't put them away. I mean, the 49ers got to a 17.
Oh, you mean put them away? I thought you were talking about just the run game. Put them
away. We just dominated.
He want to see it when have they just destroyed a team?
Yeah, I mean,
And you know,
Jaguars first Rams game, probably. Yeah, I mean,
that's it.
But that's the thing though. Like, that's not this team. Like, even in 19, like they weren't like just putting teams away. Like they play ugly, grinded out type of games. Like, they're interesting, they're close affairs. Like, rarely are there blowouts, which is why that Green Bay game in the championship was so alarming. It was like, wow, like they beat the snot out of these dudes, right?
Well,
like,
why did they beat the snot out of them?
It was the run game, right?
Like, see what I'm saying?
And so,
Like,
but that's the formula though, right? So like that's what it has to be. Like, it's not going to be Jimmy throwing for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns in Lambeau and just putting them away that way. Like, that ain't it. Like, that ain't the recipe. Like, that ain't the recipe in week 1, let alone, you know, the divisional round, right? Like, the formula is, you know, let's churn out these rushing yards.
Yeah, I like the 49ers in this game. You know, I feel more confident going and playing Green Bay than I did going and play Dallas. You know, I think the 49ers just match up better. Obviously, you do got Aaron Rodgers on the other side. You got Devontae Adams, and that's tough. That's tough in itself. Right there, that's a big problem. And I think that kind of levels it out a little bit more as opposed to like going to play Dallas. But when you look at how the 49ers want to win, or maybe how they have to win, right? Especially in these elements. So there are some people I was on, you know, obviously Locked On 49ers. We had a crossover episode with the Packers guy and Brian Peacock. You guys want to give somebody some grief? Go give Peacock some grief. He picked the Packers to win, and one of the reasons why he talked about the elements where the Packers have been practicing outdoors. I guess it was like 1 degree outside, and they practice outdoor. 49ers won't be used to that, but I mean, I'll go back to 2012 or 13, whenever it was. Kaepernick went out there, and he's out there with no sleeves on, and you got guys no sleeves, and they out there, they ain't practicing that weather. But when you got the mentality of we're the bullies, the 49ers. They take on that persona. Quick story. My rookie year in the Arena Football League, right? I wasn't like, obviously I was a bigger corner, you know, 6'1", 6'2", 200 pounds, but I wasn't like the most aggressive or physical corner, even though I had that stature. And we got this label as being like the bad boys of the league, and our secondary is just like the most physical secondary ever. And a lot of it was just because I looked that way with the dreads and all that. But as we're playing, I started to take that on because that's what everybody was saying we were. So then now all of a sudden I'm hella aggressive. I'm running through people. I'm smacking people. I'm getting in their face. And you start to take on that persona. So when you look at the 49ers now, and it's, hey, these are the bullies. The 49ers are the most aggressive team in the NFL. They're the bully. Like, they're going to take that to Lambeau Field, whether it's sunny or cold. And they're going to be able to impose their will on the opposing team regardless of the element. So I like the 49ers in this game. I think they have the recipe. They got the offense. They got the defense. They got the run game. And I don't think the weather is going to matter too much.
The one you mentioned, the Cowboys. The only thing that gives me a little bit more concern than the Cowboys is that Dak holds the ball, right? Like, Rodgers gets rid of it. Like, it's hard to get your hands on Rodgers, right? Like, he gets rid of that thing 2 seconds, it's out. You know what I mean? Like, so like that's the one thing that concerns me a little bit more than the Cowboys game. And then he's throwing to Devontae Adams, which, I mean, that dude is a problem, right? When he steps into the stadium, right? So like that's why, like, it's the D line gotta that D line that we saw, I mean, that we've been seeing, but especially, you know, what we saw second half of that Cowboys game where they were doing it, you know, without Bosa, they were just being relentless and just getting after Dak. Like they got to create some havoc. They got to create some pressure on Aaron Rodgers. They got to beat him up. And that's been the recipe for the Niners when they've been able to have success against Green Bay, is they just beat the hell out of Rodgers. And that's got to be the case.
The thing that worried me about the Cowboys is, you know, they take the ball away more than anybody in the NFL, and then they have an explosive offense. So that part worried me a little bit, because we know the 49ers are prone to do some weird stuff where they fumble a kickoff, throw a interception with a guy wide open on the out route, and the Cowboys have this explosive offense where they've been able to take advantage of that. So that part of it, the matchup worried me a little bit, but I thought if the 49ers limited to one takeaway, they would win, and that's what happened.
What's crazy is that Cowboys game, I was the utmost confident person ever. Like, Tony, we did shows, and they're like, oh, man, Mike, I don't know. I was like, bro, we can play our worst game. I said, the Cowboys have not played a team like us all year long. I said, I went back and I looked at their schedule. They have not played a team like the Niners. I'm not worried about that team. We're going to hit them hard. We're going to rattle them, and it's going to be over. Like, we're going to get them out of their element. It's just going to happen that way. I was super confident. But real quick, y'all, I got my boy on the line. Y'all have seen him here. G, you there?
Yeah. Hold on. Somebody said that I don't never pick the 49ers to lose. I picked them to lose to the Rams week 18. So I do pick them to lose sometimes. I picked them to lose week 18, and I was praying that the Saints lost, which I didn't think that was going to happen. I didn't have the 49ers winning. And that's a video on Line Sports. I do videos for Line Sports. There's a whole video of that. I picked that on Locked On 49ers. So I do pick the 49ers to lose sometimes. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
So I just got hip to all the times I've been on your show, Mike. I never seen the comments. I just got hip to the comments. Somebody called me a homer on here. Not sure where that came from, but it's all good. But this is I hadn't never seen the comments until now. And I was wondering, like, how was EC in the comments? But like now I see it too.
It's a cold place, man. Just it's not for the faint of heart. I'm telling you, they are relentless in there. But real quick, I'm gonna let my man get to bed because I know he's an old grandpa. All right, this is my guy G. You guys have seen him before. Y'all have seen him before. The NFC Championship game with the Niners. He was the one that was there with me and everything. So G, tell everybody what team you're a fan of.
Green Bay all day.
Okay. Now tell them what happened today when you called me talking junk.
Oh yeah, it was going down.
I
got it all riled up, talking junk, feeling myself. I don't care that one of the analysts for ESPN, I don't remember what talk show it was, saying that Rodgers is 0-3 in the postseason against the 49ers. I'm going off of how we've been playing this season. We beat y'all. We beat the Cardinals. Who else we beat? We beat some good quality teams. Yeah, a couple other teams we should have beat handily, went down to the wire. But that's the nature of the game.
Now, what did we do today? We already had a jersey bet, but you got me fired up and I started talking shit. What's the bet? What's the bet? Just so everybody's clear.
The second part of the bet is the loser has to pay the winner's phone bill for next month.
All right. So I don't want y'all out here telling me that I'm scared or I'm not a Niners fan or nothing like that. My man pissed me off today, and I was like, fuck it. Like, we're going to do this. Like, we not only are we going to win, like, we bet. If we lose, I got to wear a Packers jersey.
Yep, for the day.
And we bet a phone bill payment. So don't tell me I don't have confidence in the Niners or nothing like that. I just said we can't let the Packers hang around because Aaron Rodgers is the type of quarterback that'll take advantage of that.
I mean, that happened in week 3, right? I mean, it only took 10 seconds for them to get down the field, and, they kicked that 51-yarder to win the game.
So that's all I'm saying is, like, people see here, oh, Mike's not a real Niners fan and all that stuff. Like, bro, like, how am I not I have a 49ers. Oh, wrong arm. I got a 49ers tattoo on me. Like, come on, don't do that, bro. Like, don't do that. Let me read these contributions really quick because they came in a while ago. Thank y'all for that, man. Sean Preston Sr. He says, Kyle will start Jimmy till he can't. It's not a knock on Trey. It's a money move. The more we win with Jimmy, the better that pick for Jimmy is. Kyle wants to showcase Jimmy. And I like this contribution, but if Jimmy's out there with a bum thumb and a bum shoulder and costing us games, or I don't know if you're hurting the stock or what. Like, is it just if we get this win with Jimmy, it looks good on his resume? Is that what like the people who are going to be possibly trading for Jimmy are going to know what he looks like during the game? It's not just a win-loss for them. That's the fans' eye, right? Like, that's the box score watchers. If you're a GM and you're paid to make this transaction with the Niners, you're going to know what Jimmy Garoppolo is and isn't based off of what you've seen him do here in the system. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but GMs also want to win the press conference, right? So, by that's something they can sell, right? They can sell. This guy won a divisional game on the road in Lambeau with a bum shoulder and a bum thumb, right, on his throwing hand. So, I mean, they can sell that. Like, these GMs, like, I mean, yeah, they, they're supposed to go back and watch their film, this, that, and the other. But, I mean, they also need something they can sell to their fan base, right? And so this adds to that. But, I mean, like, I think the point that's missing here is, like, you can't look at it as he's picking Jimmy over Trey. I don't think Trey's an option right now. So like you act like it's okay, either or, right? Like, I don't think there's an either or. Like, there it's Jimmy. Like, that's it. Like, I don't think Trey's an option right now. It's not Trey's team yet.
I agree. I think he views it as Jimmy Garoppolo is his starter and Trey Lance is his backup. Yeah, I think it's as simple as that.
Yep. And then this other contribution came in from Niner Faithful. He says clock management is why they don't destroy teams.
I don't know, man. After that clock management I seen from the Cowboys the other day, I got it. I don't know about that one. I mean, Cal looking real good at clock management these days. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Right. All right. So
he ain't near McCarthy level. That's for damn sure. So I'm good. He good in my book on that one.
If you guys want to hear Rayshawn and Eric Davis's breakdown on the game, you guys got to go over there. Check him out on the Believe in 49ers podcast. Everywhere you listen to podcasts, it's over there. And Eric Crocker's down here. He's doing his show over on the what is it now? I don't want to say Eric Crocker.
Yeah,
TV.
it is Eric Crocker. Man, this is what you do. Go to my Twitter, follow me, and just click the link, and everything's in there. Like on that little link in my, got the Linktree thing or whatever, and I got everything there. So just go through clicking and follow everything.
That's his handle down there at the bottom of his screen, y'all. Y'all are gonna get the breakdowns over there. I want to talk some playoffs though, really quick, guys. Let's start in the NFC really quick. There's four teams left, right? Is that right? It's only 4 teams.
Yeah, final 4 on each side.
And each side, yeah.
Final 8. Yeah.
So we got the Niners winning this one, right? Of the other 2 teams, which one do y'all want to play? I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to play the Cardinals because they got us twice in the season. But I know the Rams is a better matchup because we seem to be in their heads. However, I'm not buying that 7 times in a row nonsense. I think I'd rather play Tampa where they're all beat up and they're lacking some people right now. I think we got a better shot against Tampa. Which team are y'all more confident in playing if we get past the Packers?
Tampa.
I mean, I'd have confidence going against either one, but I feel you though, the whole 7 times in a row, but that's 3 times in one season, right? I mean, that's unprecedented, right? I mean, that's Drew Brees, New Orleans Saints. Well, I mean, even they couldn't get that done against, Tampa last year, right? So, I mean, that's hard in itself. But the Bucks have a level of physicality that can come close to matching the Niners. So that's one part that, kind of scares me a little bit. And I mean, you're going up against the GOAT too, right? And Tom Brady. So, he's going to put on against the Niners. But I mean, I'd be confident with either one of those teams, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I like the matchup more, and that, that's why I try to who do you match up better against, and I know people will say the Rams because the 49ers have had their way, but the last game really could have gotten out of hand, and I know it did for a little bit, right? I mean it was ugly for a minute. They're just an explosive team, so anytime there's a team that has that type of firepower, and they look a little different now that they got Akers back, running that rock, he looks better. I don't know. It's just
Akers can't run against this Niners defense, though.
Oh, I know.
Somebody tried to tell me that yesterday. I was like, Cam Akers the difference? Like for real. Like the thing about the Rams is like that. And I, full disclosure, like I watch as many Rams and Chargers games as I do, Niners games. Covering them down here. So the thing about the Rams is that first half was as physical as a half as I've seen them play the entire season, right? And so they kind of stepped outside of themselves, right? But in the second half, they showed us, their true colors, right? Like there's a level, like you can't just pretend to be tough. Like you just can't roll out the locker room and say, all right, I'm bringing the toughness today. Like you need to sustain that for 60 minutes. And I'm still not sure that the Rams can do that. Like, I mean, it was all good when, they were playing like it was their Super Bowl and they were up 17-0 and you got McVay running, in the end zone, all up in the videos and all that. But but when rubber hit the road, when the nitty got gritty, you had to continue that level of toughness. They showed us exactly who they are. They're not that team.
All right. I like it. Man.
The Bucks, I like that. They aren't as explosive in the sense of their weapons, right? And that's something that I like. You should match up better against Mike Evans. Not saying Mike Evans is bad. I like Mike Evans, one of the most underrated receivers in the league. But he's not just like running away from guys. Right. Gronkowski, hella big, but he's not like running away from guys. There's no AB, there's no Godwin. So I just think the 49ers just the way they play, they match up better. Now the tough thing is you got Brady, and Brady wins before the snap a lot of times, but we've seen him when he kind of can get flustered. We saw it against the Saints where the Saints won 9-0, right? Like blanked them. And a lot of it was they made Brady uncomfortable. They were missing their receivers and stuff. Right now they're playing with running backs Bernard and some guy named Vaughn. The defensive backs are banged up. They're kind of like hurting. They're trying to get through it, and it works against the Eagles. Eagles are sorry, but we'll see. I mean, even this game, like coming up, I just did a money line bet. I did a three teamer parlay money line bet. I put $100 down on 49ers, Rams, and Cincinnati Bengals, and the payouts, $1,800. So
Bengals. Oh, who they?
That's sweet. That's sweet. That's sweet. That's sweet. I like that. So that's going to get me to my next question. So I was going to ask y'all, you got Bills, Chiefs, you got Rams, Buccaneers, and you got Bengals and Titans. Who are y'all taking in those games, man, and why? Now, Eric obviously taking the Bengals because 1,800. right. So I'm just saying, but like, what gives y'all that confidence? Because I'll be honest with y'all, man. I hear Derrick Henry's back. That's not changing your mind on that game, man. That's clock management.
No, I took the Bengals money line in the sense of just putting $100 down and what the payout is. That's a business decision. That's not like where my mind is. But even then, excuse me, I like the Bengals. I just think they're so explosive. They are a tough matchup, especially on the outside with their receivers. Their running back, Joe Mixon, he's terrific. Their defense can kind of be had, but are the Titans going to be explosive enough to really be able to take advantage of a Bengals defense? So I think even then, like, take the money out of it that I put on it, I still kind of like the Bengals with what they're able to do. The only thing that kind of like makes me pause a little bit is like, dang, they're so young. Like, they've never been here. They've never been in this type of environment. They're going on the road. But aside from that, I like the Bengals.
I think you hit it on the head right there. That youth, right? I think that youth may catch up to them. But at the same time, I feel like the Titans are the one team that all season long, and I throw myself in this mix too. Like, I think all season long, people really weren't trying to give them credit, especially after Derrick Henry went down, right? And they just continue to keep winning. They're for real. I like them a lot. I mean, I think they're for real. I think the Titans are the real deal, and that's even without Henry getting in the lineup. So I like them. I like the Bills. I like the Bills to go in the Arrowhead and win that one. I think they're playing on a crazy level right now. Josh Allen throwing the thing all over the place. I mean, he's got some weapons. That defense though, they've been playing really well. And like the Chiefs, they put up numbers against the Steelers, but I mean, let's be real. Like, everybody put up numbers against the Steelers, right? Like, I mean, that you're going up against a legit defense with Buffalo, and Leslie Frazier's got them boys playing on the defense side of the ball. So I like them a lot. And then Rams, that's tough. I mean, the Rams got them earlier this year. I like Tampa at home. Kind of. I mean, that game is kind of a coin flip for me.
Well, let me give it to you like this, man. Of all the games that were played this past weekend, the Niners were the only road team to win. The only one. And this week, your road teams are the Bengals, 49ers, Rams, and Bills. That's tough. I don't think it's the same. I think the Niners win. I'm gonna go with the Titans. I'm gonna take the Rams. And I'm going to go with I think I'm going to go with the Bills. What's the line on that game? Anybody know the line on that game? I think I'm going to go with the Bills, man. Because I'm not sure what the line is in that game. And not that the line matters, because it depends on how people lay in money. The lines change. But I think I tell you what, don't you could tell me the line, but also tell me the over-under for the point score, because that's going to tell me what they really think. Because I'm thinking the Bills can go out there. See, the problem is that they just put up this phenomenal show. Like,
they might have ran out of juice. They left all their points.
Yeah,
yeah. Nah,
too much.
I think that defense can hold. I think they can hold KC to 3 scores.
Whew. Let's go. Talk your shit, man. I like that. Now, while he's looking it up, we got one person here that says 3.5 for the Chiefs. That's a push on a neutral site. That's not good. That's not good at all.
And I'm seeing Chiefs -2.
Oh, so it's dropping. It's dropping. That's even worse.
I've seen 2. I've seen 2.5. So yeah.
What team just lost their tackle?
Bucks.
The Bucks. Their right tackle Wirtz. I don't know if he's back or not, but I don't know what his status is, but
yeah, I'm taking.
I think Arian said they're going to play it up until kickoff. So
let me get over to Parks. You got that payout on just the money line, just straight up?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, it was all 3 games money line parlay.
Okay.
So I put $100 down.
Yeah.
And they were all underdogs, and I went money line with all of them. But the 49ers money line alone is like, it was like minus 225 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean plus 225, excuse me. So 100, if you bet on 49ers money line, you put $100 down, you get 225.
225. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's all right. I might have to slide to Parks Casino before the weekend gets here, man, because I like that, man. I like that. I wanted to talk to y'all about this playoff felt different to me. It felt very old school. You look at the teams that were in there. You got the Chiefs, you got the Packers, you had the Steelers, you had the Raiders in the postseason. You know what I'm saying? Like this felt like very, very like 1990. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like old school here. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it was just this year because we're back in there. Did this playoff setup feel different to y'all than it did last year?
It did. I think one, I'm paying more attention, but with the Niners being back in it, but also, I mean, you add the whole Monday night thing, which I'm not a fan of, by the way. It's the super wild card weekend now, like. So I mean, you got all that going on, which kind of changes the aesthetics of it a little bit. So I mean, it definitely does feel different. But I mean, you got the old school, but then you also got some of the young guns like the Bengals as well. I'll throw the Bills in there as well. As one of those young and up and coming teams. So it definitely felt different. And in the NFL, they're always trying to reinvent the wheel, man. You know what I mean? And they know people are going to watch, so they continue to do it.
What about you, E, man? Like, I'll be honest with y'all, right? Like, it's like, I know that some of the teams are younger, but it was like the nostalgia of the teams that were in there. Like, the Bengals, as terrible of a franchise as they are, they're still a storied franchise, right? Like, you had the Cowboys and the Niners going against each other again in the postseason. Like, I don't know the last time that happened that I can remember watching. Like, I got to go back to when what was the last time we played them?
95.
Like, oh, come on, bro. Like, I was 10, 11. I was 11 years old. Like, come on, man. That's crazy. I was probably 12 by then. But it's like it was so long ago. Like this playoffs, man. My uncle's a Raiders fan. I don't know the last time that the Niners and the Raiders were in the postseason together. Like, not
Niners, Raiders, Cowboys. It's been like I saw a stat on that. Like this, the first time it was like a lot of years since
That's
Niners,
what I'm saying.
Raiders, and Cowboys all in the playoffs.
Right. So there was this like nostalgia around this playoff setting. And I know that we got the extra team in the 7th seed and all that stuff for the first time ever. And that's how it all happened. But like, I think that it really did something for the ratings. I don't have any of the numbers on the ratings or anything like that, but I have to imagine that you got a lot of older heads that their teams were back in the mix again. The Bengals, the Raiders, you know what I'm saying? The Cowboys, the Niners, like these are all very, very like, the teams were strong. You got 40-plus-year-olds now interested in the postseason again, and I just felt like you weren't getting that, man. What were your thoughts on it, man? Or was it just normal, regular playoffs for you?
Well, no, I mean for me it was personal. My big brother, he's a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, so you grew up in a household like that where we're constantly going at it, whether we're watching our teams on TV or whether we're playing Madden against each other with, I'm the 49ers, he's the Dallas Cowboys. So, for me and, the group chats I'm in and just how Cowboy fans talk, it meant something. It meant a lot. Like this was probably the one playoff game where it's like, 49ers, you have to win this. You have to win. And like Rashawn said, you got to go back to 95, to see that matchup in the playoffs. And I mean, I was, I was 8, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool to see that. But, even some of these other teams, definitely throwback. Bengals. I mean, Buffalo. Remember, there was a time where Boomer Esiason every year would pick the 49ers and Buffalo to go to the Super Bowl. Now you have both of these teams playing, high-level football right now. So, yeah, it definitely has this, like, kind of old throwback feeling to it for sure.
Yeah, but buddy of mine, he's a big-time Bengals fan. Took a red eye to go to the game on Saturday. So I mean he was all stoked, and I shot him a message. I told him to go ahead and send that text. Last time the Bengals won a game, text messaging wasn't even around, right? A playoff game, that is, right? So, they definitely had a lot to celebrate out there in Cincy. And, Niners, Cowboys in the same playoffs. I think it was 1998 the last time they were both in the playoffs at the same time. 95 last time they played, but 98, I think. And then when you talked about it, Niners, Cowboys, and Raiders. That's been a minute, since all of them were in there as well. You got I know a lot of old head Cowboy fans, old head Raider fans as well. You know what I mean? Just happy, especially Raider fans, just happy. Their team was back in the playoffs. It did kind of have that old school feel to an extent.
All right, so then I'm going to ask y'all for a Super Bowl prediction. I know we are weeks and weeks away from there, but y'all have y'all picks for this weekend, which means that y'all will also know who y'all have in the championship round. So I need to know how y'all think this is gonna play out. Come on, I'm gonna hold y'all feet to the fire, but I won't hold y'all to it. I'll let y'all back out of it later.
I'll start. Shoot, I'm gonna go. Old Boomer Esiason on him. I mean, not Boomer Esiason. Boomer. Dang, I just said his name. Well, from ESPN. Boomer.
Oh, Berman.
Anyway, yeah, Chris Berman.
Yeah.
Chris Berman. That's what I meant. But I'm gonna go Chris Berman on him. 49ers Buffalo in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, man. I hate predictions, right? I'm gonna go Thursday Night Football rematch. Titans Niners.
Ooh, you really do believe in the Titans, huh?
I like the Titans team a lot, man. I think Vrabel was the real deal, man. Like I think they play for him, they go hard, and they kind of remind me of the Niners a little bit, just with like their physicality, right? Like they'll beat you up, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that plays in the postseason, especially in the postseason. And if they get Henry back too, if he's anything close to what we expect him to be, and Foreman's been running the ball well for them as well, and Tannehill, similar to Jimmy, like, you don't want to put the game in his hands, but you want to give him an opportunity to kind of make some plays. And he's got some dudes on the outside too. They got Brown and Brown. You saw what Brown did against the Niners earlier this year. That dude can go. But I don't know. I really like the Titans.
All right. So I'm taking the Titans over the Bengals. I'm taking the Bills over the Chiefs. I'm taking the Rams over the Bucks, even though I really want us to play the Bucks. I'm gonna take the Niners over the Packers. I'm gonna take the Niners over the Rams, because if we that close, I gotta go all in. And I'm gonna take the Bills over the Titans. So I got a 49ers and Bills Super Bowl.
Okay.
I got a 49ers Bills Super Bowl, man. That's rough. That's rough.
Well, we were deprived. We never got that Super Bowl, that 49ers Bills Super Bowl. Every year, right? It was supposed to happen. We never got it. We were deprived of that. But
they went 4 years in a row and lost. That's never going to happen again, right? Like, that's one of those streaks that, like, they say, like, certain things are meant to, like, are never going to happen again. Like, that's one of them, right? Like, there's no way a team just making it to the Super Bowl once or twice in a row is
hard enough.
Hard. Like, they went 4 times in a row and didn't get one. Like, not one, dog. That's crazy to me.
That's tough.
I want to show y'all one more thing, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Eric was talking about how he's got his thread going. His brother's a diehard fan and everything, and he's got his thread. And I heard him talking on the show about how we still not talking. We're gonna have to let this simmer down a little bit and everything, right?
Yeah.
I want to show y'all this thread. So y'all, I talked about it on the show, so the people out here, they're gonna know already. But for y'all too, so my daughter's birthday was on Sunday.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Every child's birthday, we have the grandparents over, right? My child picks what we have for dinner and what we're gonna have for like dessert, like their cake. My son picked a pie one year. Sometimes they do cupcakes, sometimes they want a cake. We let them decorate it however they want. If they want a picture, we call into the bakery, we send them the picture, the kid runs it all, right? I'm gonna show y'all what happened here. Hopefully y'all can read this. Is a video because it's a screenshot of the text thread between me and my family. Because I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. every time my mom comes over and the Niners are playing the Cowboys, we lose. The Niners just stop scoring. I don't know what kind of witchcraft and voodoo this woman has. I want y'all to see this thread real quick. So if y'all are watching, go full screen so you can see it real quick, because I'm scrolling through. I just want y'all to read this. I want to get y'all thoughts on it, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have been excellent, man. Y'all have been phenomenal guests. I really appreciate y'all jumping on here so last minute, man. Y'all have been A+. But let's read this real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here, I promise. All right, so check this out real quick. This is a family thread here.
Mom, I love you, but we got a problem this weekend. Atlanta's birthday.
Oh, damn, I'm going too fast. Hold on. Let me try. I can't pause it while it's playing. That's crazy. I can only start it over. All right, so I didn't know it was going to go too fast like that. I thought I was scrolling nice and slow. All right, hold on. So I said, Mom, I love you, but we got a problem this weekend. Elena's birthday is Sunday, and normally we have the grandparents over. The problem is you're not allowed in my house. So I have to uninvite you.
Oh, really?
So that's my mom.
That's foul, son. That is foul.
So, you see that right there? That score that's in there, that box score that was in there, that was from the Tony Romo Ribs game. She came over during that game. We had them dead to rights.
Wow.
She came over in that game, right? First of all, I didn't even know my mom knew how to use Bitmojis. Like this is this is blowing my mind.
I feel like all moms do. Like my mom knows how to. Like it looks just like her too. Yes,
look
I'm
at that.
so salty about
yes,
that.
Right. What you did in 2011 on Grove Street. That's where I used to live. 24-14 in the fourth quarter. Tony Romo broke his ribs. Mom comes over.
I'm not joking. It's a playoff game.
That's my brother chiming in. This is what I live for. Wait, I'm not joking. It's a playoff game. She really can't come. You can come over Saturday or after the game. Like, yo, she's telling me to grow up. Like, Mom Dukes is really, really tight. Like,
I'm coming over when the grandparents come over.
Wow.
I said, well, then we'll schedule her birthday. Yo, I was dead serious, bro.
My man told his mom she can't come over.
Bro, she didn't come over. She was not coming in my house on Sunday, bro. I meant it. And then my wife chimes in. She's aging baby. She said, yeah, Mom, he called me earlier to tell me. She said, no, don't change anything on my account. Celebrate her birthday. That's a tradition, and it should continue that way. But like, I'm just showing, like, this is real. Like, you talk about like the group threads and everything. Like, now my mom ain't gonna curse with me and go back and forth like how your brother gonna go at you, right? But like, this is real. Like, she did not come over that day. I was not playing at all. Like, I love my mom to death, but I know I know the juju she brings with her when soon as she comes through the threshold of my house, it's like the temperature drops 10 degrees. Like, no, it's not happening in my house. I love her to death, but no, it's not happening, man. So, we all have our, well, maybe we all don't have them, but I'm going to ask y'all and then we're going to get out of here. Do y'all have game day superstitions? And if so, what are they?
I don't have none. Like, I one is crazy. As much as I've been going to these games lately, I actually like watching the game alone. Like, I like sitting there being alone. Like, I don't eat. Like, I can't eat during games. I can't eat during 49er games, especially like playoff games. I'm just too anxious. Yeah. So that's that. I don't know if that's a superstition, but that's just something where I have a hard time. Like, it's just my stomach feels funny. I don't know.
Yeah, I felt that way on Sunday. I was like, nah, I'm not, I was gonna stop and get something to eat. I was like, nah, not really. But like I ate during like Monday Night Football though, right? Like Rams Cardinals, like it was just free and easy, like no mess, no fuss. I don't know if I had too many. I think the one thing is just if I can't watch the game live, then just trying to avoid like all social media, trying to avoid all Twitter, all everything, you know what I mean? And eventually like a score is gonna come somewhere and just smack me in the face, whatever. But like I try to avoid it, at all costs. But aside from that, I mean that's kind of it. Yeah, I mean I just kind of get in my zone and that's about it,
I got you, man. I was doing this thing with like buffalo wings, right? And then I got tired of eating them. Like my stomach was just like, I was not looking forward to having buffalo wings. So I changed it last couple of weeks where I was doing Chinese food, but with wings. I would always order at least one order of wings. It's worked for the last 2 weeks. We needed to win to get in. We won. Then we beat the Cowboys. So that's going to be my thread, my little superstition for the rest of the postseason. I'm going to order Chinese food on the game day. I'm going to get an order of wings and just keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best because, you know, you always want to feel like you're doing your part. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I believe in the butterfly effect. I don't know if you ever seen the movie or heard
I remember it, but I got to watch it again to like really get it. Like I remember it, like the mailbox being blown up and arms missing and limbs.
You never saw a butterfly?
No. Yeah, I remember it, but I gotta watch it as an adult.
Is that Ashton Kutcher?
Ashton Kutcher.
No, I've never seen that.
So he's basically he finds a way to like he reads a diary, something that he wrote, and as he reads it, he rewinds back to then, but he remembers everything that happened before. So he can like, all right, when I did this, this is what happened. So now I'm gonna change it up. And he kept trying to change the future, but you change one path and it leads you somewhere else. And it just kept deviating in wrong ways for him, man. It was, oh man, that was a good movie. Yeah. That was really.
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch. Maybe I'll go put that on now. It's
Butterfly Effect was. I'll give it like a 8 out of 10. It was a good movie.
That's a good movie. And you're a tough critic too, so.
I am absolutely
tough movie critic.
There was one more contribution.
I don't know if it's a superstition or not, but I don't live tweet. I don't text. I just
I'll be wanting to text you and man, but like I'll be like, nah, I don't want to get yelled at.
Oh, that's the thing. Like we don't even talk during games.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we talk. Like you hear our conversations.
Right.
Like on the pod. Like so we don't. And I try like ever since we started the pod. Like I try not to look at his Twitter. Because I don't want to have any preconceived thoughts or anything about, what he's going to say, whatever, coming in. So yeah, I mean, I definitely just try to, like, we may talk like a little bit beforehand, but I mean, that's normally about like a bunch of other stuff. But like when we talk about the game, like it's normally on the pod.
You try to keep it authentic, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like that. It makes for a good show. And
he gets after it though. Like he live tweets, he holds court on Twitter, all that. Like I can't, bro. Like I mess around and tweet the wrong thing. Like
somebody who don't follow anybody, he really be getting after people though. Like it's crazy, man. I don't understand, but it's all good, man. It's all good. There was one more contribution we got. I want to read it and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Sean Shepard said a long time ago, don't think I didn't see it, bro. I got you, man. It says Jimmy Judas will not succeed.
Judas. Oh.
That's the second biblical reference we've had all night long, man. That's pretty cool. Except for this one's pretty bad, like Jimmy Judas. Will not succeed. We will win. Come on, their fans wear cheese on their heads. Need we say more? Matt LaFleur is not as good at scheming. So I think we're going to win. I do. I think we're going to run the ball down their throats. I'm not worried about the Packers and what they bring. I just need the Niners to develop a little bit of killer instinct. I always make this reference when you guys watch the show. I talk about boxing. I love boxing. I did it. I am friends with coaches. I had my son in boxing. I watch boxing every Saturday. Well, they do it on Friday now. Sometimes they do it on Sunday if you're watching Jake Paul type stuff and all that, but whatever. But I watch boxing any chance I get, right? And too often people abandon body shots. Body shots are the ones that tire your opponent out, right? It causes them to drop their hands and then you can knock them out. Rattle them a little bit, boom, you get the knockout. It's easier that way. But there's also another thing where people don't have a killer instinct. They don't see when they strike somebody and it leaves them wobbled. You got to know when to jump on somebody, okay? The Niners have to show me that they possess that this weekend because against this team, specifically that quarterback, they have to show me this weekend that they can do it. I need the Niners to just get a little bit more killer instinct and take advantage of the opportunities presented to them. And there's going to be plenty. There's going to be plenty against the defense. This defense is not good. I don't know what y'all have been watching. I know y'all are all film guys and everything like that. This Packers defense is not good. The cheese that they put on their heads always got all these holes in it. That's the Packers defense. And if you bring back Zadarius Smith, who hasn't played in so long, and Jair Alexander, who hasn't played in so long, they thinking, oh, we got fresh legs. I'm thinking they're out of rhythm.
Yeah. It sounds like they're supposed to be on a pitch count too, so I've seen that.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's good for them. Because you're going to break up the whole rhythm and dynamic of that defensive line and that secondary, right? So Kyle Shanahan, one of his strengths is this, man. I've said this the last couple of weeks, and you can see it against the Rams. You saw it against the Cowboys. He will take your star players and he will confuse them. You know what I'm saying? He'll get the guys that are paid to be pass rushers running forward and make them run laterally, left to right. You know what I'm saying? And he frustrates them. And then you see guys like Randy Gregory punching players in the back of the head. You know what I'm saying? You'll see guys like Michael
I'm convinced on that hold. I'm convinced he thought that was the ball carrier. On the hold that Randy Gregory got when he tackled Brunskill, I'm convinced he thought
Brunskill had the ball.
I'm convinced he thought Brunskill was the ball carrier. Like he was that. He would the other one. Like that's the only way I can make it make sense. I'm like, why would you do that? Like the only way I can make it make sense. Like he must have thought that dude had the ball.
Okay. Hey, look. If that's the excuse, first of all,
he can't be that whacked out, right? Like you can't be that undisciplined, right?
I don't know, man. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Kyle frustrates your star.
Yeah.
Player. If you take the head, the body will die. That's the expression, right? Your star players are the head. Those are your leaders. You frustrate them. How many times have you seen Aaron Donald just pissed off during the 49ers game? Slamming helmets in the middle of the field and everything, right? You see Ramsey on the sideline yelling at players and coaches during Niners games. Like you chop off the head, the body will die. That is Kyle Shanahan's specialty. I need to see that this week. Mark Lamar, thank you very much for the contribution. He says Jimmy has momentum killer instinct.
Oh, he's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
All right, man. Hey, he said it, not me, bro. He said it, not me. He said it, not me, man. Guys, your final thought. You guys give me your final thoughts. We can go home, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are A+, A+, A+. All jokes aside, man. If you guys ever need anything, let me know. I got you guys' backs. All right. Give us your final thoughts, and also, again, let people know where to find you guys before you get out of here.
Go ahead, Rashawn.
You can check out me and Eric, Super Bowl champ Eric Davis, on the Believe in 49ers podcast. We're located wherever you find your podcasts. We also are on YouTube now, so I don't want to say every episode, but most episodes are on YouTube as well. You can subscribe there. Look, that Cowboys game took a lot out of me. And I talked about it on the pod. I mean, like, I feel like I'm still recovering from that one. Like, I couldn't even really celebrate it because I was just worn out, right? But I like the matchup. I have confidence, but I'm not overconfident, right? Like I can never, if I'm overconfident, then just like weird stuff just starts happening, right? So, but I do like the matchup against the Packers. I feel like, look, Niners got to go into Lambeau and beat a bully. You know what I mean? They got to hit Rodgers in the mouth. They got to hit that defense with the run game. They got to make Green Bay feel them. I think that's the recipe. I think that's the formula. And that's what it's been when they've had success against Rodgers, especially in the last couple of years, under Kyle. And so it's you gotta replicate that, in the elements, in the cold and Lambeau and that historic venue. You got to go in there and just do what you do and force them to rise to your level of physicality. And appreciate you, Big Mike. You've always looked out from day one. So it's all love, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right, yeah. Eric _ Crocker on Twitter. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just type in Eric Crocker. I should pop up. Yeah, man, I appreciate coming on, being able to talk some football. I guess my what I'm gonna end with the 49ers, man, is just be disciplined. And the 49ers, if they're disciplined and not snapping the ball when guys are still in motion and not set, they're not doing things like that, they'll win. I feel confident with that. Aaron Rodgers, we've seen him in the playoffs several times. It seems like a guy that you can't rattle, but against 49ers, it seems like he is rattled all the time in postseason. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's definitely something that's possible. And, Mike has talked about that killer instinct or lack thereof by the 49ers. But it seems like when they play against him and they get up on him, they have that killer instinct towards him. So they have to have that again, like they did in the playoffs 2019, like they did the regular season 2019, like they did with Kaepernick and the game he broke the record, beating them by multiple scores. Gotta get up on them, man. Yeah, get up on them, put your foot on their throats, man. Yeah.
Cap went crazy that game, and I remember seeing
And in the snow, like just how in that cold. Remember that 0-degree
no
weather?
game, no sleeves.
He didn't go crazy.
Him and Michael Crabtree did what they had to do, though, bro.
Yeah, they did what they had to do, and that's what 49ers got to do this game.
And they didn't look shook at all, man. The defense showed up. Oh man, we could do it. We could do it again. We really, really can. All right, man. Thank everybody out there for checking us out, man. You guys have been excellent.
You too, E.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, sir.
You guys have been excellent, man. I want to thank everybody out there for checking us out, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. All right. Make sure you guys turn on notifications as well, so you guys know exactly when we're going live. We appreciate you guys out here, man. Thank y'all so much. We're going to get up out of here. Prepare for glory. Anticipate pain. But always
remain faithful.
We out of here. Let's go.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but Niners. Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but we them nothing but Niners.